Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Y Project. I was just about to give a little background to the Y Project, and I'm not going to spend too much time on that because I do it every week, and I'm starting to get tired of hearing myself over and over again. But the Y Project is created for business owners and individuals to come into a space where we can discuss our why. Why is it that you do what you do? Why is it that you're passionate about what you're doing? Why is it that you're staying up late at night, or perhaps not even staying up late at night? But what is it that's driving you to do what you do? And this is one of those things that I'm finding really gets to the core of getting to know an individual and why they're doing what they're doing in their business, or why they started their business to begin with. And Desiree, this is a platform that has not been in existence very long. I think this is probably week number 5. About week number 5. And I learn something new every single week. Yeah. I have the awesome opportunity to just meet new people who perhaps I was just seeing their face on Facebook. And either they reached out to me or I reached out to them to say, hey, come on over to the Y Project and let's talk about your why, so that other business owners who perhaps have not had the opportunity to stop and think about their why. You know how sometimes we could put the cart before the horse and kind of just jump out there and start doing stuff. Yeah. And don't necessarily know why we're doing what we're doing. But I wanted to provide the opportunity for other business owners who are an individual first. We're an individual and a human being first before we are a business owner. So the core of who we are as an individual creates the extension of a business. You know, at least that's how I feel. That's how I understand it. And, it's just an awesome thing to get to the core and really meet an individual on a heart level and understand why that person is doing what they're doing. And it takes our faces from being just this face in this picture on Facebook to people getting to know, who you are as an individual. And then we just vibe and flow, with what you're saying. And in this particular Y Project, we're going to talk about authenticity. And I didn't even know what we were going to talk about. And I tend to not really know. I tend to wait and let it just drop in. And for some reason, I just kept hearing authenticity. And I'm like, oh, that's Desiree's thing. This is going to be really awesome. And I'm kind of, hanging around because I'm waiting for Christian to join us because he always sings us in. And here comes Christian. And so we're going to introduce Christian Craig into the mix. Hey, Christian.
Hey, Christian, how are you?
Christian, Desiree, Christian.
Hi, Desiree. Hi, how are you? I'm doing excellent. It's so good to see you.
You as well.
And Christian, you're just right on time, because I was telling Desiree that you sing us in and you sing us out, but you're more than that, Christian. Christian is a mastermind partner of mine, Desiree, a brother in Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. And so we get a chance to hang out with one another every single day, Monday through Friday, on another mastermind call. Okay. And, we'll maybe during this call talk about how organically we just decided we're going to jump out here and do this. But Christian, I'm going to turn it over to you for you to go ahead and talk to us about your why. And I know you've had an eventful week with Facebook. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Christian, and then we're going to introduce Desiree, and then we're going to get the party started.
Wow. Yeah. And being that you brought it up with Facebook, recently I shared a picture with my mother, and it's gotten over 1 million likes.
Wow.
In 48 hours. Yeah. I posted 1 million now. But that's on one site. Now it's gotten over 50,000 shares from one site. So that means 50,000 people have it. And I have no idea how it's being shared, but people from all around the world are just telling me how much they appreciate the love I'm showing to my mother. She has Alzheimer's and I take care of her. So I might be able to pull something up where you can see the picture. Okay. But it's pretty deep, how viral. I've never had anything to go viral. And the fact that this is doing, let me see if I can put it where you can see it.
Oh, I've seen that picture.
See?
That's what I'm saying. People are like, wait a minute. And so you can see the bottom, you
gotta put it down. Oh, there we go.
I'm just trying to show you what I'm talking, but you've seen the picture.
Yeah.
This is one particular site.
I saw it on Facebook, I thought.
Yeah.
It's on one Facebook page.
I see.
Like just on my Facebook page alone, 15,000 people shared it.
Wow.
And then some people, because they don't want any tags or anything on stuff that they post, they may just take the picture and upload it themselves, and now it's their post. And so I'm finding people who have like maybe, like this particular person has 1 million likes, 50,000 shares, and over 300,000 comments. And it's just amazing to see the power of the internet. I've never experienced anything like that. And this is I posted it Monday morning.
Wow.
And this is Thursday. Yeah. So it's been, one of those things where I'm writing a book, I'm finishing up a couple of albums, and now I'm like in text or Facebook because I really want to say thank you, but it's impossible for me to do it by myself. There's just
you
no
might
way.
as well do a video, Christian.
That's what I'm going to do, a video, and then I'm just going to tell everybody thank you in the video and just try to get it out as much as possible to let them know that our mission is to cure my mother of Alzheimer's. And if people are interested in how we're going to do that, then, just stay tuned because that's my mission. Wow. And my father was a chiropractor. He was the first Black chiropractor in New Orleans. His name is Dr. Thomas Craig. So that's definitely my why. They say look a little bit like Barack Obama.
Yes, he does. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, a little bit. He favors.
Yeah. So, he died when I was 15. And at that time, it was difficult for me to not have a father because at 15, I got all the serious questions coming now, everything from who I am, who are you, do I need to go to school? Do I need to get married? I mean, just on and on and on. So I am writing a book called Never Give Up. And it's about me giving advice to my 4 sons. The same advice I wish my father would have left in a book or a diary, telling me his experiences, not telling me how to live necessarily, but just what did you go through? Mm-hmm. So I have about 17 chapters of just different things that I'm telling them about my life ever since I was, about 18 and up to now. And so it's pretty interesting. And they're my why. They're the future.
Yes.
So everything I do is to make sure that they at least have an understanding that life is all about being happy. So whatever you decide to do in life, if they want to be a garbage man, it'd be the best. If that's from your heart. If you want to be a doctor, be a doctor. If you want to be a coach or a speaker or a preacher, whatever's in your heart, do that. And that's what happiness is about. So their ages are from 14 to 21. And my oldest just had a daughter. So I'm officially in the Grandfather Club.
Congratulations.
Yeah. So it feels good, man. I'm just happy. So speaking of happy, I'm
all right.
One of these songs to get us jump started.
All right.
I'm originally from New Orleans. I live in Dallas. I came here after Hurricane Katrina. So you might hear it in my accent, even though, my mother was an English school teacher and she would just try to make sure I didn't pick up that New Orleans accent, but I don't know if that helped much. So here we go. I'm going to grab my microphone, so just give me a second.
Grab it. Let's do it.
I'm about to grab. We're about to get started. Absolutely, we're about to get started. And oh my. I think something happened to where I had it all planned out, and now it looks like
Don't we have to laugh at those type of things?
We do, because it was just here. But anyway, I'll go ahead and just improvise.
That's
so
right.
Here we go. I don't need it. I don't need it. Here we go.
I love it.
Hey, might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Yeah. Sunshine, she's here. You can take a break.
That's my song.
Hot air balloon about to go to space. With the air like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm clap along if you feel like a room without a room. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do.
I want to do it.
Clap along if you know what happiness means to you. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Hey, here come bad news, talking this and that. Give me all you got, don't hold it back. Come on, bring it. If it's bad, bring it.
Yeah.
I probably want you, I'm just fine. I ain't changing my attitude for you. No excuse for you, don't waste your time. Here's why. Because I'm happy alone if you feel like a room without a room. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Clap along if you know what happiness means to you. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Can't bring me down, can't nothing bring me down. Love is too high to bring me down. Can't nothing bring me down. My love is too high to bring me down. Can't nothing bring me down. Can't nothing. You're not gonna get me off this frequency. I'm about love and happiness. I don't care how much you hate me. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Clap along if you know what happiness means to you. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Clap along if you know what happiness means to you. Clap along if you feel that's what you want to do. One more time. Bring me down. Can't nothing.
Nope.
Bring me down. My love is too high to bring me down. Can't nothing bring me down. Because I want clap along if you feel like a room without a room. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Clap along if you know what happiness means to you.
Yeah.
Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Hey, clap along if you know that happiness is the truth. Come on.
Yeah! I love it. I love it. Thank you, Christian.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you give me a forum to get this off my chest.
You gotta get it out.
You gotta get it out.
Oh my goodness, you gotta do it. And now we are going to introduce Miss Desiree Stafford. Woo-hoo!
Thank you.
I know you feeling the energy. You feel
I am.
The authenticity. You're feeling all of that.
I am.
So, please introduce yourself to the Why Project audience and tell us your why.
I've got a lot of whys. I'm Desiree Stafford. I'm a coach. I'm a business mentor for female entrepreneurs. Typically, there are other coaches and consultants, service-based entrepreneurs who are in the spiritual realm, like they're spiritual based. And I help them. My big thing is to help them get to 10K days. So a lot of people talk about 10K months. I help them collapse their monthly income into a day. And one of the reasons I do that is because it gives them a lot of freedom. One of my big whys is freedom. One of the reasons I started my business. I also enjoy being at choice. So I like to be able to, be in a business that I love, get to show up fully as myself, work with the most amazing clients in the world, and not have to go to work every day. You know what I mean? Well, it doesn't feel like work. It feels like play. You know what I mean? I'm not going into somebody else's office. And I did that for a really long time. And I've had other businesses, but I think what fills me up the most about coaching, and I would say my why for coaching, is because I really get to see the direct impact that my work has on somebody else's life. I've had other businesses. I still have another business, and it just doesn't have the same, what's the word? Like, it doesn't feel like the same kind of calling or purpose. So that's one of my whys for being a coach specifically. And being in business, it's really about freedom. And, one day, a couple of years ago, actually more than a decade ago, I got laid off. My first time of many layoffs. So I'm not meant to be somebody else's employee. Right?
The layoff club.
Exactly. And I just didn't like the feeling of having the rug pulled out from under me. And so I knew that I needed to have my own, you know what I mean? And so it's been a journey. It's been one of these kind of journeys, but it's been worth every minute of it. So happy to be here.
Wow. That is awesome. And isn't it like one of the key things, well, one of them, and we'll talk about so many things that you said, but when we're on this journey of figuring out, who we are and what we want, what we desire, and actually it seems like we're defining what success means to us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It seems like, when something happens, when you're in a place where perhaps you thought that there was security there, that the rug being pulled from under you ends up being a blessing in assisting you to create what comes next, because of the fact that you just learned, oh, there is no security over here. I thought that there was. And, the masses tend to believe that there is security in working that 9-to-5 corporate, job. And also, it wasn't until I would say the past, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 years that I even understood that there was a such thing as an individual defining success for themselves and their family, because there's so many ideas of success, and a lot of those ideas of success have so much to do with just a financial piece of things, that a person will get on that track and then understand, wait a minute, there's something else to success. You know what I mean? So it's like everybody has to figure out what that means in order to create their little space in the world, to go down the track of whatever success means to them. What do you think about that?
Oh, I agree with you 110%. I think we're often conditioned to accept, certain standards for success and to, I call it growing up, even as adults, and really mature for ourselves and be able to define what success looks like for us. And to be able to say, especially like, I come from a family who we had a traditional model of success. I am the one breaking the mold. I am the one, especially as a female, being the one saying, no, I'm going to do my own business. My father has his own business, but, he's a guy, in my household, the women in our lineage have never done this. I'm the only one venturing out to do this. You know what I mean? And everybody's like worried about me. And it's very interesting because their model of success was to get married, to have a family. And there's, that's their model. It wasn't mine. You know what I mean? And I had to deal with a lot of internal conflict, trying to embrace that for myself. You know what I mean? Because it felt like I was being disloyal to my family. Do you know what I mean? So I think it does take a lot of courage, actually, to be able to step out and say, you know what? I'm going to define this for myself, not like society tells me, not like my family tells me, not like my friends tell me. but how I want to do this. And it's still a learning process, right? We still are figuring it out as we continue to grow up and mature.
Oh my goodness. So it makes perfect sense that you would say that your clients end up being in the spiritual, because I feel like this whole journey is a very spiritual journey, not necessarily a religious journey, a spiritual journey, because we're uncovering and remembering who we really are, you know, in the face of all of this, as we take that step forward, not knowing all the answers and all the detail behind the who, what, when, where, how, and why of it. But, you know, first, just like you said, we have to have the courage to even say out of our mouths that this is something that we're going to do. I mean, that takes a lot, because of what you said. There's a lot of traditional concepts and understanding of these things. And we sign a lot of mental contracts when we enter into this reality that we're uncovering and getting rid of, and we're unlearning to relearn, and then we're unlearning that to relearn something else, you know. And I wanna, because Christian, I see you over there with your head shaking, so I want to bring you into this, because you know, Christian is very spiritual as well, and it's really something how we gravitate to one another without the barriers of the restriction of anything, but saying, you know, here's who we are as spiritual beings, because this is who we are first. And we're learning this whole process, you know, along the way. So, Christian, what are your thoughts regarding all of this?
Wow, I have so many thoughts about it. I'm just like, yeah, I understand. First of all, congratulations, you got laid off.
Yeah, I know, right?
Really? I mean, it's a lot.
No, I'm with you. Trust me.
Some people, when they say, you know, I'm ready to go do my own thing and get my, you know, business started, and then when they get fired the next day, they're like, oh, well, why? Well, you asked to start your own business, right? So sometimes the universe delivers things, we may not know how it's coming. And, you know, and just like with these shares that are going on with my mom, I mean, I appreciate, you know, the attention that's getting, but more than anything, this is over 1 million people sending prayers of love and light telepathically. Prayers are strong. You know, we got to understand, we only see what's invisible light. That's only 1%. It's not about the skin, the blood, the hair, and everything we see around us. That's all really an illusion. 99% of what's in the galaxy, in the universe, in this world, we do not see. We do not see the cell phone wave. We do not see the television wave. You don't see the radio wave. You don't see all the atoms and the protons. And now they just discovered a God particle that's responsible for making everything. And it's just amazing how this universe is set up. And we basically have the power to change any situation through our thoughts. So when I think about being independent and having my own, I cannot build my wife or my children. I cannot build any safety on anybody else's job. They can get rid of me when they want. And I'm not going to be the one that says, oh, how you want me to jump, sir? That ain't me. So I sold cars for 25 years, well, 20 years, since 1995. And after Hurricane Katrina, I came out here to Dallas, and I worked for the Soul Company. I sold Lexus for a little while. I don't know if they really like my New Orleans accent, but they kind of let me go. But at the same time, the economy was starting to go down. This was right around 2008. George Bush was going out of business and out of his position, and Barack was coming in. And when they gave me a severance pay, and I went to the next county, and I was selling Jaguars. So right when the crash hit and GM went out of business, Chrysler went out of business, I remember going from a $10,000 month to $200 the next month.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow. So I ended up getting unemployment for some divine reason. And it was divine because at the time I was making $10,000 a month. I had just divorced my wife. I was paying her $3,500 a month, which gladly I wanted to, because I knew that was our expenses at the house. And I didn't want her to have to stress. We weren't getting along, but I didn't want you to suffer financially. So I was paying that $3,500 a month, $500 a child, $1,000 for the mortgage, and $500 for her just to have some gas money and whatever, be comfortable. So anyway, I'm in Dallas. I made $10,000 one month, $200 the next month. And I said, man, it wasn't because the people didn't have money. Their accountants and financial advisors were saying, wait a minute, this economy is going through a little turmoil, hold on. So nobody's spending money. I take that time to go home. I was able to adjust my child support from what I agreed to pay $3,500. Now I'm making $400 a week on unemployment. I can't help but say, Judge, look, don't throw me in jail. This is what I'm making, $1,600. And everybody, of course, say, I don't want to get too far to that, but basically, I found myself living off of $400 a week, and I didn't know how it was going to happen. I went from living off of $2,000 a week, or $2,500 a week, to $400, and I'm still doing it. Not on unemployment, but I'm not making the money I made $80,000, $90,000 in the car business. What I'm trying to say is that the universe provided. Mm. And when I took that time off from my job, I started taking care of my mother, who has Alzheimer's, because my brothers have been taking care. She has Alzheimer's since she was 60. She's 79. My brothers were taken care of in New Orleans, and I was in Dallas, and it was causing a little strain because they had all the brunt of the responsibility. Mm-hmm. This was when she was still breaking out the house and didn't know where she was, and she'd be 5 miles away from the house.
Yeah.
Now she's an invalid, or so they say. But anyway, I took her to Dallas. She's been with me ever since. It's been about 7 years or 6 years. And during that time, I had the opportunity. She was a blessing in disguise because it gave me time to form a nonprofit, form my company, start thinking about my life, what I really wanted to do. It wasn't going back into the car business, because in the car business, I was working 12, 14 hours a day. I didn't teach my children how to ride a bike. I didn't teach them how to tie their shoes. Even though I was in the house, I wasn't in the house. Right. I was working 12, 14 hours a day. And I thought that's what, hey, this is what a man's supposed to do. And I was happy to do it. But as I got older, I realized, well, I'm getting somebody else rich. And I saw people as I stayed in the car business start to die, older folks. And they would die, and they wouldn't even have a sentimental card for them. They died, they've been around the dealership 30 years, and guess what? Walk over the body, business as usual. Can I help you, please?
Yeah.
Okay? So
walk over the body.
All into, I gotta have it for myself if I'm gonna give it to my kids. I'm buying hard drives. I'm making my own clouds. I don't want anybody to have my information. Not Google, not Amazon, nobody. I want my own cloud. I want to be able to have my own hosting where I don't have to depend on anybody's internet. A nuclear bomb could go off. Guess what? You can still catch the Y project. It doesn't matter. We need our own. We've always needed our own. And now people are waking up to that, and we have to insist on it. We have to insist on it, because if we don't have the courage to step out and do it ourselves, we'll always be working for somebody else. If we don't take the courage to do what we know we need to do, we'll always be working for someone else who has the courage to do what they know they need to do. Now, I can go on and on and on, but I'm all about independent. And I do everything here in my house. I'm writing my book. I'm creating my own product. I am the product. I've been involved with network marketing and things like that, bugging family and friends to buy this and buy that. But then, when the last one went out of business, I said, you know what? I'm a singer. I write songs. I write books. I got my own product. So I'm the product. And I'm not saying anything negative against network marketing, but what I am saying is that follow your heart. Mm-hmm. Whatever it is that you do from the heart, I bet you somebody's interested in it and they want to pay you for it.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And back over to you, Desiree, because my question to you, what was coming to me as I was listening to Christian talk was, what seems to be the pattern of why you hear women telling you that they got into what it is that they're doing? Do you hear like a pattern jump out to you of why they're doing that, or a pattern of anything to you that seems important in terms of what you're learning through the process of what you're doing in, helping people to go from, 10,000 a month to 10,000 in a day? What jumps out to you as a lesson that you're learning, or a pattern that you're seeing, or, anything like that?
So I see two patterns. I see a lot of the women who come to work with me, they're not newbies. They're people who, they may be new to coaching, but they've had some kind of business before. So they've already had the experience of, and I have a visitor. Isn't this awesome? We're live, so I'm gonna do this. I don't
we're
know who
live.
that is. So.
We have dogs.
I have no idea who it is. So I'm just gonna stay focused.
We have dogs barking.
My dog's in the backyard right now. Hold up, I'll be right back.
See?
But
we're live.
It always happens when we're live. Is something weird happens. But
yes,
I see two patterns. I mean, I typically see a woman who has had a business before, closed that business, decided to become a coach because the original business didn't have her heart and soul in it. Like she was doing things that she could do, but didn't feel passionate about it. So that's one of the reasons why she's become a coach. Another pattern I see when someone is a coach, and what helps me help them create that transformation is that they are now dying for freedom. So now they found their love. Now they found their passion. Now they know what the mission, the calling is. Great. But they're not able to show up as themselves, right? So they've invested in all of these, different marketing trainings and sales trainings and online everything. And along the way, and it's happened to me too, along the way, they've lost who they are. Right. So they come into this profession, into this industry, wanting to affect change, wanting to change people's lives, wanting to transform other people and themselves. And then they kind of get lost under just this a mass of stuff. Right. So
the how-to,
way too many how-tos. It's too overwhelming, and you really do lose yourself. You're trying to get it right. You're trying to speak in the way that the client's going to hear you. You're trying to do this and package this and I feel a lot of my clients, when they come to me, are in this place. I like to say they're kind of like tamed into Hello Kitties, and I help them unleash the lioness. I help them, what you said earlier, remember who they are. I help them find that voice again. Yeah. I help them reconnect to their mission, to their purpose. And I help them create a package around all of that. So typically what people are doing is they're creating packages that sell because that's what everyone tells them will sell, right? But they're not creating packages that feel like who they are, like that feel like an extension of who they are, which is what allows the business to do that, which is what allows the marketing to feel fun and easy and attract the right clients. So it's all connected. So that's what actually lights me up in the work that I do. But definitely there are two different themes that I see. There's this original theme of feeling like the business that they originally started didn't have their heart and soul into it, just wasn't really them. Right. And then transitioning into the coaching piece and then losing themselves again and wanting to find who they are and also to actually finally experience some freedom.
I have to tell you that story, that whole story, that's like me. and what I actually, was figuring out on my own. When I first came online, I considered myself a spiritual coach. I had this was in 2011. Had no idea what I was doing, had no idea of anything. But the one thing that I did have an idea about was my authenticity. And what was happening at that time, all I knew to do was create a Facebook business page and a website. That's all I knew. And just show up consistently on Facebook. And what started to happen was I got my very first client not knowing anything about anything. I'm talking about nothing. Got my very first client from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and had no idea how she found me. She said she found me on the internet. But what I realized as time went on and I started to ask myself certain questions, because there was a gravitational pull at that time in 2011. And all of a sudden that gravitational pull or that gravitational connection between me and my clients all of a sudden wasn't there anymore. And I needed to ask myself, what is going on? That's my favorite question. My favorite question is what is going on? Because no sooner than I ask the question, I begin to hear the answer. And I started to understand that I was being, from being online and seeing, you don't realize that you're taking in so much information, just like you said, and it's happened on a very subtle level. So you're not understanding it. So with every piece that you're gravitating toward and you're saying, oh, this feels like this might be better over here, or the grass might be greener over there. I'll take this little piece over here and take this little piece over there. And the next thing you know, you're gone. You're complete. You're non-existent in any of it. And I had to remind myself that my very first client, that story stuck out to me because it was like, Lisa, wait a minute. The contracts we agree with, I had to go back to the spiritual side of things. The contracts that we agree with is the law that we will have to live within. So if you're agreeing with all of these rules and regulations behind how your clients are going to come, you have agreed with that, and therefore this is why this is happening, because you decided that you needed to know all of this marketing and advertising and all of this other stuff. So if you don't figure that out, you don't have a client. Right. You agreed with that. Right. And I had to go back to the time that I didn't know anything, but yet here came the clients. So you can't tell me that, you know what I mean? You can't tell me that what you agree with, it's what you agree with that you are being affected by. So you have to pay attention to what is it that you agreed with that's got you bound up in this box and this, whole thing. And the other thing was, I have to tell you, Desiree, because when I saw your advertisement and the verbiage you used about it's not about having to learn about this, that, and the other with the ideal client and all of this. There's something else you need to know. I gravitated toward what you were saying because you were speaking my truth. You were speaking what I knew to be the truth. And so when I sat and I listened to your training and I heard you talking about, and I won't give too much away, but I heard you saying, wait a minute, let me think, because it was very, very specific. And it's going to pop right back in my mind. Oh, see, I told you. Showing up as a muted version of yourself. And I could visualize in my mind like crowds of people and everybody being this drone-like presence. And if you desire to be that individual, unique, authentic voice in this crowd of people, then it's your responsibility to show up as who you are. So what I did, Desiree, was I went back to my Facebook business page, the very first page I ever created, and I went back to 2011 and I looked at my posts. I looked at who I was then. And my posts were like, okay, we're going to talk about the fluoridated pineal gland and all of this stuff that I'm not talking about right now. And I said, okay, wait a minute. We're going to wake this sister right back up, because this is who gravitated the client that I'm talking to. I'm not talking to nobody else but the one who is spiritual and the one who is ready to open their eyes and awaken to new information that they might not have heard before, but they're prepared. They're prepared for this information, but they're looking for someone to talk to them about. They're looking for someone who's already been on this path, and they need somebody to talk to. They want to wake up. They want to awaken to this information, but they're not scared. Well, to some degree that they are, but the other degree is that they're looking for a safe space to be able to open their hearts and talk to somebody. And that's me. That's me. Because I've already been there. Like you said, we're continuously evolving. I'm always learning something new. But I just had to give you a shout out, Sister Desiree, because when you talked about showing up as a muted version of yourself, I went back to my post from 2011, and I said, you need to. Come on, Lisa. Come on now. So I had to tell you. Go ahead, Christian. Go ahead.
Doing my Arnold Horseshack impersonation. Y'all remember Welcome Back, Carter? Welcome back. All right. Anyway, look. We talking about authenticity. This is such a great time to talk about this because I didn't know any SEO strategies. I didn't buy any marketing thing. When I told one friend, I said, wow, I've gotten over 2,000 friends in 24 hours. Well, who did you pay? I didn't pay nobody. Did you go after them?
Nobody.
I'm still, this is what I'm doing every day. Confirm. On friends, I'm still, it takes up my whole day just to accept the friends that are coming in amongst everything else I'm doing. This Facebook is a whole portal, but what I'm saying is that I took a picture of my authentic self, and people gravitated towards that.
Yeah,
that's all it was. And when that happened, like this, I said 3 days ago, I'm like, wow, yes, I need to be myself. I don't need to think of who I'm gonna pretend to be or go rent a yacht so I can do a video on the beaches and go borrow somebody's mansion or go take a picture about somebody's Ferrari. No. This is who I am. This is my house. This is where I live. This is my mama. I take care of her. She's got Alzheimer's. I got 4 sons. I'm 49 years old. I'm from New Orleans. I like gumbo and crawfish. They say if you share your vibe, you'll find your tribe.
I like that.
If you try to please everybody, you're gonna please nobody.
Exactly.
Nobody. So authenticity is everything for anybody. And guess what? There's so much abundance in this universe. We all can live like kings and queens. Now, if I put it in the dollar category, it says that once you reach $75,000, you're rich. Meaning, money does not motivate you anymore when you're making $75,000 a year.
I saw that before.
Basically, once you have your house, your car, and your vacations, and this and that, and some savings, and you can take the kids on trips. Okay, it'd be nice to have an island and a jet plane and things like that, but do you need it to be happy? Main thing we're worried about is we don't have to worry about food on the table. If our kids are going to be able to go to good schools, can we buy them clothes? Can we go take care of things that are necessary? And they say $75,000 is about the point where money is not a factor. That's Rita walking in right now at the door. That's great. So,
hey, Rita Joy.
I want to just stipulate the time that we're in. Now, this is a little bit spiritual and metaphysical, but we're moving into the age of Aquarius, right? We're leaving out the age of Pisces. Now, people, hey, baby. we're moving, and this has nothing to do with religion or what people believe in. This is just scientific fact. You know, that's one of the things I appreciate on the Think and Grow Rich calls. We talk about fact. And the guy Napoleon Hill, he was laying down facts back in 1914, 1930. And he was saying things just then about all the technology was out. And we end up using a lot of it for destruction, like the atom bomb and things like that. But even back with Tesla was showing us how to do wireless communication, and he invented radar, and he wanted to give the whole world free electricity, but said, no, we're going to put this to a cable and charge people. But anyway, we are moving out of the dark ages, okay? And moving out of the dark ages, everything is changing. People who want society and the world to stay under their control in their family bloodline, they are scrambling to figure how to keep all these folks that have access to internet in check. People are waking up by the thousands, by the millions. People are waking up. It's already said that the new job is entrepreneurship, and every family should have one entrepreneur. While everybody's working, there should be one person that's setting up something that's their own for the family. No more everybody going out getting jobs. Somebody's got to be the entrepreneur. That is the new business for the 21st century. And it's falling more towards arts and creativity and sciences, intellectual properties that you can't send over to India or China to do it cheaper. This is your stuff. This is you, me, my writing, my song, your intelligence, your coaching, your advice, your swag. So the time that we're living in now, the capacity, the minds, the people are waking up, because the stuff we're talking about on this show and Lisa talks about and we talk about, this stuff has been discovered since Think and Grow Rich in the early 1900s. And it's kind of been suppressed. And I won't get into a conspiracy thing, but technology has advanced more than our spiritual awareness of who we are. And we are the original technology. We are the original computers.
Yes, we are.
We are the original computers. And we talk to each other. Our internet is telepathic. If we wanted to talk to somebody on the other side of the world, we just send them a message with our thoughts.
Yeah.
But you have to wake up to that realization that you have that in you. And if you go through a whole bunch of programming, television programming, then you won't believe that. When I'm driving down the road, I like to look at the road. I don't even want to look at a billboard. I don't want to see nothing about McDonald's, nothing about your accident, and I'm your lawyer, I'll save you. All this is programming. The TV, the radio. So if you're going to be programmed, no, do it based on what you're authentically gravitating towards. And the internet provides that. So I just want to say we're moving out of the dark ages. The best inventions have not been revealed to us yet. We all have abundance in our life, meaning that we don't have to be like anybody else says we need to be. We can be ourselves and be just as great and plentiful and abundant as anybody. The thing that's messing most folks up is they're under this impression that there's one pie and there's so many pieces. And that is the furthest thing from the truth in the world.
And Christian, what I wanted to allow Desiree to jump in here and talk about, because there's so much of what you're saying that there's something in particular also that Desiree said in the training that I wanted to bring up, and it was also a reason why I gravitated towards you, because you talked about being able to create dollars on command. Okay, so when she said that, I said, wait a minute. This is talking about this is what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about having to have, I mean, it's an awesome thing if you have a specific dollar amount in your mind and you're able to manifest that and you're gravitating toward that. But even better than that is on demand. So I just wanted to offer you the opportunity to talk to us about, where did that come from for you? Where did that, desire or that drive to, to say, you know what, I can do this on demand. And then, where did that come from? I think
it originally came from what I said to you before about, getting laid off and feeling like the rug was pulled out from under me and not feeling like I was in control of my financial destiny. I hated that feeling. And then I went into other businesses, but the money didn't flow consistently. You know what I mean? Some of them were very successful, but it wasn't that the money was there when I needed. When I came into being a coach, I struggled for the first several months of my business. There was a ton more money going out than was coming in. But I finally figured out, I understood my skill set. I understood that I could create a program. And then I had to work on my mindset to realize what you were talking about before about the agreements, that I could actually shift. I didn't have to be, producing 21 posts a week or what have you, you know what I mean, to get clients. I could actually say, no, this is what I want. This is what I'm going to sell to do it. And I also believe in the offer. I have the clarity, the confidence, the conviction to go out there and say, this is what I've got. You want it? You know what I mean? And then if you don't want it, then somebody else wants it, because I understand the value of that offer. And that's what gives you the ability to create money on demand. So you're not feeling like you're waiting for the clients to come to you. It's like when you have that offer that, first of all, no one else can deliver, but it also can help pull your clients out of whatever hell they're in right now. That's how you have the ability to create money on demand, right? You don't have to feel like you're desperate for clients. You're out there saying, who can I help? Who can I help? Who can I help? And the more you're doing that, the more people are resonating with you, the more attractive you become, and the more money you make. It's not a hard process, but there's a lot of what you said earlier, unlearning that needs to be done in order for us to believe that we have the ability to create money on demand. And to what Christian said, thoughts are telepathic. Do you know what I mean? Like you have the thought, You want this, you can make this happen, but you have to trust and believe that you can. And then obviously you have to have the offer that's worth the value for people to pay you.
Look,
wow.
I believe in you so much, Desiree. I'm ready to buy something from you right now. Oh, what you got? You have that
well, I love the part, I love the part, Desiree, where you say that you're not, out there looking for clients. For me, I so resonate with that because I came into this place, just like you said, it was a unlearning and a relearning and a really understanding the value of the transformation that I was offering and really spending that time with myself to understand it and know it. And then this relaxation just comes over you. And like you said, it's a thing of who can I help, but it's not, you're not like scrambling. And what I started to find, this was right before your training, but I feel like your training, helped to ground something, right before that, I started to notice as I, became confident in what I had to offer. Actually, I went from considering myself a coach. For me, I had to do that because that really wasn't my path and my road. And there was something about me calling myself a coach that was drawing me away from the spiritual side. And it was more of a perceptual thing for me. So I had to rebrand myself as a spiritual counselor. And as soon as I did, I understood myself. I understood what I offered. I understood what I'm here to do. And from there, all of this, heartfelt information started to flow. And no sooner than I rebranded myself, Desiree, here came the clients.
But that came from you. That came from your clarity.
Yeah. So it was me getting clear within myself and back to the telepathic, because this is all playing its part. Because when I got clear, it seemed like my tribe said, oh, there she is. Oh, there she is over there. And now, where I didn't understand, because I do agree or feel that it's important to build like your email list and, stuff like that. I'd like to have a little, place that because I like to write. So I like to therapeutically get out information. But what I'm saying is where I used to struggle to get people to sign up for the email list, I don't, it's like every time I turn around, somebody's signing up for my email list, and I didn't try to get them to do that. And every time I turn around, somebody's signing up for my 15-minute consultation. And I'm like, this is just, it's just amazing. It's amazing how when we truly do believe something, and this is how I can confirm that if someone is not seeing a result, there's still some work that needs to be done from within. I can confirm that because I know that when you have done that work and everything's aligned, and you see the result of that is evident in what's gravitating toward you. So I'm just, even though I've been doing this type of work for quite some time and working on myself and all of this, every time I see the evidence of it, I'm in awe of it. I'm just like, wow, this is how easy this is, or this is how.
And that's the resistance I think that a lot of people feel, especially, I think, what is it, Generation X? I'm not the millennia generation where it's different. They're used to the online world. They're used to the technology. I was used to, you got to hustle. You have to work hard, and you got to work twice as hard. And so for me to come into this online world, I'm like, that's it. That's all I got to do. I just need an offer. I just need to know who it belongs to. And I just need to show up and market the way I feel like doing it. Like, there was a lot of resistance to that. There was like, no, I'm supposed to work harder to make this kind of money. You know what I mean? And I know a lot of people experience that. So to grasp the idea that it can be simple, that we're supposed to get paid for for what comes naturally for us, right? That can actually help another person, transform their own experience. That's a big part of the unlearning as well, to really understand that, to embrace it, and to not have to try to force it to be harder than it really is,
Oh, Desiree, I'm so glad you brought that up, because that was the bulk of my struggle. It seemed like right when I thought I got it, I somehow would fall back into what was familiar to me, because I'm around so many people saying, you got to work hard. You got to work hard. You got to crank out 20 posts a day, and you got to do this and you got to do that. And you got to, and I'm like, but what I so appreciate about our spiritual selves is that our underlying truth is always sitting right there saying, no, that might be that person's reality. And so they have to play that whole thing out. But if you're hearing something completely different, what I was hearing was, anytime it starts feeling like work, you need to stop and reboot, because this is not what you think and it's not what you believe. So I would hear that like loud and clear, like, Lisa, if it starts feeling like work, something's not right. And then I would say, okay, it's starting to feel like work. Let me really sit with myself and reboot this whole situation, So I'm so grateful for, the fact that what is at the core of us as an individual. First of all, when you hear it from someone else, it's the truth. You know what I mean? You can gravitate toward that person because you're like, what? Like I gravitated towards you when I heard the truth of your words, when you were saying you do not have to learn this, that, and the other, and you can command your money. I was like, I'm going over here, because that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about whenever I want those dollars, I can command those dollars, because that's what I believe, and that's it, And so I'm grateful for there being this, just ever present, even though we don't hear it, all the time, because we allow other things to drown it out. But I'm grateful that it's your body starts to wake up and give you these symptoms or signs or something that says something's not right, so that you reassess what's going on with you in order to, do what you need to do and reboot.
The key is what you were saying. It's like listening to those signs, because many times we hear them and we overlook them.
Absolutely. And Christian, we're getting ready to. This has been a very spiritual show, I feel. And just like our friend Christian Joe Dollar says, everything is perfect. So no matter how everything goes, it's always perfect, So I just want to thank you, Desiree, for being here with us. You've been such a good sport on the Y project, because we just go with the flow. There's no, specific, this, that, and the other, except we got Christian sing us in and Christian sing us out, and everything that happens in between is what happens. Hey, Rita Roy.
Hey.
I
come in at the tail end.
That's all right.
Because she's so responsible for this whole thing going viral. Millions of likes.
Yeah.
And it was one picture, because Rita holds my mom all the time, and I say my mom is so lucky, to have Rita, because she holds her and brushes her hair, and so woman to woman, that kid that I just can't give. Even though I'm her son, I'm still a man. It's that something that a woman has is just so different than what a man can do. And she said, I really want to get a picture of you holding your mom. And you know what? We had been through so much, because just briefly, someone was in our house that I let into my house, and they said, you got to invite demons in. I invited a lady in my house, and I'm not gonna go into details, but she was shape shifting and everything. I mean, it was bad, and the stench of her negativity stayed around the house for a week. And Rita and I got into some, it was a little crazy. But at the time I took the picture, I just didn't want to fight. She asked me, so let me take a picture. I'm like, okay, let's do it. And she took the picture. And as soon as my mom sat on my lap, I just melted when I felt my mom, and I just started to decompress from the previous 2 weeks. And Rita asked me to turn towards the camera, and I just looked dead in the camera, like, here I am, authentically me. And now we're looking at millions of likes and almost 100,000 shares that I found, because there's people sharing it all over the world, and I don't even know who, because they're just taking a picture and putting it under their stuff. But I'm just fortunate, and it's because Rita took that picture and had the insight to do it. And I just, I love you, baby. I love you too.
Oh, on the Y Project. We have love on the Y Project.
Nice. Hi, how are you?
Fine, thank you. What are you going to say?
Well,
I love it. Love it. Look, Desiree, you talk about some authenticity, right?
Yeah. So everybody that's going to watch this show, and I know they're going to watch it a million years into the future, be yourself, because there's no one that can do you better than you. And this is to quote the happiness engineer, Pat Simpson. Nobody can be better than you at being you. And you have something special to give everyone. And people want to see that. And if you don't give it, they won't be able to get it from anywhere else. So
exactly.
I just appreciate that we are on this planet at this time, in the time that we're in, with the technology we have with the internet, because we all know I used to fantasize about having a pocket beeper. Now we got cell phones. Now we got cell phones and internet, and we're doing it like the Jetsons. We're talking on big screens, and they're about to have cars that drive themselves. You can sit around and do notes if you're on the phone and be like, hey, okay, put in my coordinates. I don't have to worry about driving. Okay? That time. Exactly. The airplane cars, the flying cars are here. They're just waiting on the laws to see how they're gonna fly with the drones and all this stuff. Man, we live in an exciting time. Now, there's a lot of drama. There's a lot of drama out there, true. But it's like it's fading itself out. It's taking its last stance. They pulled all the tricks. They've assassinated all the good people, from John F. K. to Martin Luther King. We seen the banana and the pipe tail trick and all this stuff. What else can you do? Now you want to slow us down with Ebola that you invented. You want to slow us down with terrorism and stuff. But guess what? You can't take my joy. I'm gonna be happy no matter what.
All right. Hey, Christian, I know what you can do. You're gonna sing us out of this show, but before that, Desiree, I know you wanted to offer. Did you had an offer, right? And if you have a link to share over in the live chat, please do that, but also share it in the Facebook event, okay?
I think it's there.
So, I don't know if you want to introduce the offer or whatever.
The training that I did, I think it might have been the one that you went to. It's yes on the spot clients, like how to attract yes on the spot clients. And it is about 60-minute training or so on what you can do to attract the clients that you're looking for. That are really going to be aligned with your calling, your mission, your purpose. So, your business is something that continues to light you up for today and throughout the history of your business.
And Desiree, you said that this was the same training that you believe that I went.
I think it is.
You know what? I just have to say to everybody who's listening that, I don't care what business you're in. I listened to this training. If this is in fact the same training that I went through with Desiree, it was a pre-recorded hour-long presentation that Desiree gave. And I just have to say, you want to get this training. You want to hear what Desiree has to say to assist you to align with yourself so that you can be comfortable with yourself and pay attention to whether or not you're showing up with authenticity and showing up not just for authenticity, but showing up for yourself so that you can be comfortable in moving forward in your business. See, you done got a commercial out of me because I just felt so like, wow, this was incredible. So I'm very grateful for you. I'm grateful that you gave the training for free. So there is no excuse for people not carving out a space and time. Because listen, I had just worked out and it was late. And I said, I'm going to listen to this training. I was laying on the floor in my bedroom and I was in my workout clothes that I just finished working out in and laid on that floor and listened to that entire training and took notes. So I'm sorry. There's no excuse. So I just wanted to say all that. And thank you so much, Desiree, for shining your light so that, you know, that light gives permission. We know what Marianne Williamson talks about in terms of being liberated yourself. So you give other people permission to be liberated as well. So I just want to thank you for being here on the Y Project. And it is 8:01, and Christian Craig is getting ready to sing us out. We're here on the Y Project each and every Thursday evening, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Christian Craig is going to sing us out of the Y Project. Thank you so much, everybody, for who's here. Bye-bye. Have a great evening. Thank you, Desiree.
We're going to sing y'all. This is a song that Rita and I both wrote. We write songs together. So that's another reason why I appreciate and love her so much. You mentioned something about moving forward. So this is a song I wrote called Keep Moving Forward. Woke up early this morning. I couldn't get back in the bed. I got a whole lot of people counting on me to do just what I said. I might not have all the answers, but this I know for sure. I won't look back on past mistakes. A bright future is mine to make. This present moment I will take to move forward. Keep moving forward, forward. I'm moving forward. Yes, I am. Keep moving forward. To all my brothers and sisters and everyone around the world, there's a new day evolving in front of us. Our dreams, they will unfurl. Everyone has the choice to reach up for the stars. Love is here. I see the signs. Occupy my heart and mind. We're winning now. This is our time. We move forward. Keep moving forward. Forward. We're moving forward. Yes, we are. Keep moving forward. I keep moving. Keep on moving. Don't stop. Oh, yeah. Here comes a new day. Yeah. We moving forward. Keep on, yeah. Oh, yeah. We moving forward. And don't look back. Forward, stay on track. Forward, just be strong. Forward, we gotta hold on. Forward, come on, let's make a way. Forward, for a better day. Forward, we don't have time to waste. We gotta make it better for the whole human race. Woo! Keep moving forward. Keep on. We moving forward. Keep on moving on. Yes, we must stay strong. Everyone around the world. Forward. Keep on moving forward. Forward.
All right, everybody, this has been the Y Project. Keep moving forward and have a great night, everybody. Good night.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you. Have a great night.